What's up, guys? This is John K.
It's your boy Capiche.
This is the Downpour.
Let's do
Show.
it. Cheers, John.
Cheers.
Let's go.
This is the mystery Downpour liquid.
There it is. Yeah, we don't know what this is.
It's apple juice.
I think I know what it is, but we hit the bottle. So.
Solomon knows.
Worst shot so far. Episode 4 out of the last.
That was pretty.
That was the worst one. Yeah, the rest was tequila. That was vodka.
It was the Downpour vodka.
That was worst. Dude, that tastes like nail polish. That was the worst.
Yeah, that was yeah. Could have been better.
That was no bueno. Like,
Bruh.
oh, God.
So, conspiracy episode. The one everyone's been waiting for.
Yes, guys. Everybody's been talking about this. They have been really asking, like, oh, we need to do conspiracy. Because if you know us, then you know us. We love conspiracy.
What do we talk about? The Annunaki?
We talk about
Space flight? The moon landing?
It's
Mandela effect?
The moon landing, guys. I'm wearing NASA right here. The moon landing. Was that real or not?
He's got his propaganda jacket on right now.
Chemtrails? What's chemtrails?
Yeah, what's chemtrails?
We have a lot to talk about, you know. Annunaki.
The world may never know.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
What got me into conspiracies early on was wanting to know about human history. Like, you know, the timeline, how time worked.
Right.
You know,
right.
Everyone always asks, what's AD and what's BC? What does that mean? Does that mean before Christ, after Christ?
After Christ, yeah.
It's Anno Domini. That's actually what it means.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
I thought it was after death.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be after death. People say after Christ, AC.
AD after death.
Yeah.
Yeah, BC before Christ, AD after death. That's what I've heard.
And then, you know, people always get weirded out that it goes backwards after the year 0 into BC, you know, down to 65 million BC. So it'd be like year 0, and then it goes negative years.
Okay.
Like people never really look at the whole timeline.
Right.
So we've been 2,024 years since Christ's death.
Correct.
So,
yeah, that's not, I mean, a long time, but not that long compared to like dinosaurs and crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's still a minute, you know.
And then
evolved a lot since then, you know. So
the Bible's changed. They've changed the Bible quite a bit. They've
That's
changed different historical books. You know, those who win the wars write the history books. Right?
Yeah.
So they have, you know, depends on what you believe. Do you believe dinosaurs were real? Most of the bones they have in the museum are not real. They're actually made of plaster.
So let me ask a question then, because they use the term fossil fuels, right?
Fossil fuels, yeah.
So supposedly fossil fuels it's like oil from what, dinosaur bodies and things like that. And I guess my thing is, and I might sound dumb for saying it, were there that many dinosaurs that we've been pumping oil for years?
That's
and years?
I don't believe in the fossil fuel thing at all. It's just it doesn't really make much sense.
That is a trip.
There's not enough. There's not enough dinosaurs to. We would have used it all by now.
Yeah, and you're telling me all the dinosaurs were in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, in one spot. It makes no sense.
One Pangea, you know, they were, you know, maybe before.
Well, I've seen all these YouTube videos where all the bones in the museums are made of plaster. They're not even real dinosaur bones. And then they construct them on computers to see what they would have looked like.
Well, now there's most of it is real bones, and then some of it can be constructed in like little like replicas.
Well, you look at the YouTube videos; they're saying all of them are made of plaster. I've watched quite a few.
So, are you saying there are no like real dinosaur bones? Because I mean, they have the things at La Brea tar pits where they're actual digs and stuff like that.
I mean, I have never been there to see them, but I'm just going off the crazy.
I think dinosaurs are real, John.
Yeah,
dinosaurs are real. Oh no!
I do think there probably is some megalodons and stuff.
But like lizards and like, you know, leopard, like not the leopard, those freaking dragons. What do you call those?
Komodo dragons.
Komodo dragons. Like, come on, bro. Like those are damn near new age dinosaurs.
Well, tell me, how would a brontosaurus breathe through tiny little nostrils with a neck, you know, 40 feet, you know, 400?
How do giraffes do it?
Yeah, it's Well, they have a lot bigger nostrils and bigger.
Well, and maybe a brontosaurus.
The dinosaurs.
You're talking 30 tons.
Were false.
You know?
Oh, I get that. I'm just thinking
it's a lot bigger.
No, I believe in dinosaurs.
But how do we know how big they actually were, though?
Well, based on the bones that they supposedly found.
Oh, but I thought all the bones were fake.
Well, yeah. Well, if they were, then that would explain how they wouldn't be able to breathe.
Hey, they're not here, so
they're real. There's no way they found bones like way back, like way back. So there's no way. 1880, 1875. They found bones.
Well, what about
unless they're faking it for?
Well, what about the bones of the giants that the government always takes them and hides them? Like they find these bones of giants. And
I did see that
Nephilim that they found in the.
Oh, you mean like a giant human?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that
15 to 30 feet tall are the bones that have videos of, and
they have found
leaks, and some guy found like this huge head in a swamp, and the government came and took it. That's all over TikTok. Like, there's a lot of videos about it.
Wow,
that's a trip. No, but there's those videos too where there's like a giant, like supposedly like sniping on people, and then he just like goes into the mountain and like opens a door and like goes hiding, and like everybody's like, "Oh, dude, this is a real video," and it went viral on TikTok. I'm like, okay.
Well, my thing is like, why is the video only 10 seconds long? It's like, dude, if I
all
saw
those
a giant,
fake
I would
videos
film
of 10
for
seconds
like hours, I'd never turn off the camera.
Yeah,
and how come even today all UFO videos are grainy still? What's up with that?
Yeah, we have like the most high tech cameras ever, but it's like,
no, they're throwing a frisbee up there and filming it. It's a UFO.
I got it for 2 seconds, 2 whole seconds.
Yeah, and then they go into put in Photoshop and turn on the UFO setting, which makes it grainy and
blurry. I had that on my phone.
But what I do believe in the the whole Nephilim thing, the fallen angels. That stuff's our earliest writings, all the way back to ancient Sumerian.
They said that in Miami. Those aliens in Miami, they said it was fallen angels. They said that.
Is that the mall thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that happened in
Miami. They tried to pull out their phones, and all their phones died. And then there was like a camera on the inside of the mall, and it caught like this orb. It almost like looked like
a portal.
It did. It looked like a portal. Like an
portal,
alien came through the portal.
This thing was crawling around.
Everybody
it could have been faked. I mean, they have Project Bluebeam and all these new
so many
holographic imagery things to scare people. That's another one of the things that they're, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Agenda 21.
No.
Like the government has these so-called false flags they're going to use to kind of like how they use the pandemic in a way to take away people's rights. They'll use a giant hologram in the sky to impose martial law and come in and take everybody's guns and take people's rights that way.
Why? Okay, so what's going to be the thing in the sky? Like a picture of a UFO or something?
Probably a UFO or something alien.
Yeah. So then why would they take your guns if it's a UFO?
Well, they say everyone's panicking. It's just like in what was that flood back in the day in the 90s? Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
Remember they came in and took all the guns because the people couldn't handle it. They were chaos.
Oh yeah,
Katrina.
Yeah, Katrina.
Yeah, they literally went in. They're like, the people might panic during this, and they took all the guns instead of helping them. It's like, dude, that's
that's crazy.
They use these little things to take away people's rights and control them more.
So what? Speaking of false flags, what happened with Lahaina in Maui? Didn't you say there was like a laser beam, and why did all the cars that were blue? They didn't burn, which is really weird.
Well, anything that was blue didn't burn.
Why? Why? So the laser
is a certain color or something like that?
And somehow the burn line stopped at like the billionaires' properties, like Oprah's house and all these people's properties. That everything else was scorched. And all these
God bless those Maui people, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel so bad for them if it was a false flag or not. Like, so bad.
God bless.
And people are saying they're censoring it all off TikTok, and saying a lot of people are coming forward saying that 2,000, 3,000 kids went missing, like right before the fire.
They were blocking the hallway, the highway
to cover it all up.
Not a good look.
It was
not a good
I don't know if it was for that, but that was part of the whole conspiracy.
That's scary.
What was the official death toll of that?
Lahaina was a bad look. I was just there 5 weeks before. That was horrible.
He was in Maui.
I was in Maui.
Like 2 weeks.
No, it was like 4 or 5 weeks. It seemed like 2 weeks. So it was a month and a half, maybe month and a week. And I was just in Lahaina. I had just seen all those shops, legendary hotels, and like where all the kings and queens used to go to, and like major stuff. The banyan trees had been there 180 years, and historical landmarks that are no longer there. It was from supposedly one little spark. You know, the electric line was supposed to be fixed months ago. They never got it fixed. Like everything was dry. You know, it's a tropical island. Everything was.
But
dry.
Also, they turned off all the water. They turned off the water. They turned off the most sophisticated sprinkler system on the planet.
And it's like everybody forgot. It was kind of
weird. Also, the police blocked everybody in from
they did.
escaping. Like, and then when they asked them, "Oh, who gave these orders?" No one knew. It's like, man, who are we going to hold accountable for this stuff?
Yeah. Well, there were 100 confirmed deaths from what I've seen.
How much? 100?
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
There's people that had to jump into the ocean.
Those that are missing are not confirmed deaths.
Yeah, no, they capping about that. My boy that lives on the island told me that. I think
they're
capping
100%,
290, 300 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, they
Maui
capping.
death toll.
Now it's like it's erased from the news. They don't even talk about it anymore. Like there's fires in Chile. They don't.
Everything's erased from the news. Everything that's important is not on the news.
Oh, John. Speaking of conspiracies, guys, this is a true fact. True fact that, dude. The other day, my neighbor was talking to me, and he was like, "Hey, I heard some stuff on the news about Palestine or something." I go, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I was listening to on my app, my ABC app, and then he was watching ABC or NBC on the TV. And when he turned it on the TV and on the app, the TV flickered when they were talking about like the war, and then like on his app it kept going. He was like, "What the hell?" And like they were saying something important, and then they stopped it. They censored it. But on his app, it was clear. So he's like, "What's going on here?" And he's like, "Dude, like he
didn't know what they said that they were trying to censor on TV."
Yeah, he heard what they said. They try to censor on TV. I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, I mean, the top story right now should be Tucker Carlson is literally had an interview with Putin today.
Oh,
he had an interview with Putin. The guy, he's fired from Fox News, telling the truth. He's told the truth from day one. He's the most credible guy on the planet. Literally.
Oh, wow.
Tucker Carlson. And he literally had an interview with Putin today. And he asked Putin, "Did you blow up the Nord Stream pipeline?" And Putin said, "No, the United States did." He literally was like, he said, "No, you did." And Tucker's, made a joke like, "Oh, I had an alibi. I wasn't there." He's like, "Well, the CIA didn't." So,
jeez.
And of course, everyone knows that's true. They want the whole United Nations is gearing up Ukraine to attack Russia over and over. Russia's just defending itself because they don't want this whole New World Order agenda.
Yeah.
The news doesn't show any of that. They just say, "Oh, he's Count Dracula. He's the next Hitler. He's, the worst guy ever." When it's just like, dude, I want a gold standard. I want real money. I want people to use their own bathroom that they have their assigned gender to, and I'm not going through with all this crap.
Yeah.
He's actually someone standing up for their rights, unlike all the leaders here in the United States.
Right.
Besides like Jerome Davison and like a very few other people that are running for Congress right now. Jerome Davison. That guy, I could watch his videos all day long. He's like so on it. It's like unreal.
About that time, John.
It is.
All right, here we go.
We're Downpour.
Should we do it at the 15?
Should we turn off the cameras to hide the bottle?
Oh no, I'll just turn it around so they can't tell what it is.
Usually we'll do it at the 15-minute mark. We're at the 14-minute mark, doing a little bit early, but it's all good. You know what I mean? So, also, it's kind of weird. So, do you think in our lifetime we're ever going to see like war on our soil? Like
on our soil,
like us, like going in the middle of nowhere, and we're like,
aren't we already? Aren't we already? What do you call? What do you call all these riots?
Saying, like, you're gonna see like people coming up to like Huntington Beach in like on a boat with like a bunch of freaking AKs and like running up the beach and shooting everybody. Like
I don't see it.
War on our soil, like a third world country. Like, could it be like
I don't see
crazy?
It.
Like,
I do see maybe like heavy Navy conflicts where they could try and launch missiles at us and stuff like that.
Now, don't they have a missile that's like so fast
but
that
we
it could hit us? And
Russia
we won't be able to
does.
get it in the sky?
Russia has hypersonic missiles
Dude.
that go faster than our missile defense systems.
If we went against Russia, we would be destroyed.
Well, so would they, though.
Everything would
But
be.
they would be destroyed too. But yeah, we would be. Let's God willing, that will never happen.
All right, I have a hypothetical thing for you. Well, I don't even know if it's hypothetical, but to me, the emergence of AI. All right, remember this wasn't more than a year ago that people started talking about AI, and AI was basically, hey, look, we got this thing called Chat GPT that'll let you do this or that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of a sudden, with like, it hasn't even been a year yet. Now you've got Google, was it Genesis or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Where
They have
has
hits with
whole
Drake and
conversation.
J. Cole.
Yeah,
that
and
is, you could
they
just say
emulate
AI.
people. You can draw pictures. You can. This technology emerged so fast,
But we're using it so wrong. They have the AI doing art and making music while we slave away at a job 9 to 5, when the AI should be doing the slaving and we should be making art and poetry and music and all this stuff.
yeah, but
Why are we using it in that way?
because they're the economic realities of, if you use AI to take people's jobs, what are they going to do?
Oh my!
I mean,
Then
this
we
is the issue
stray
we
away
have.
from
Can
money.
take over
If you have a
Right.
sentient being that can do all the work, then why do we need money?
Uh,
It's like Star Trek. They don't have money on Star Trek. You don't see them fighting.
No, well, Star Trek, they don't have money because they had replicator technology.
Yeah,
So
I
you
mean,
could basically create whatever you want. And so I imagine when that first happened, everybody went out and created a Maybach, a brand new house, all this stuff. And then it got to the point where you couldn't one up anybody. So then people started to value that stuff less and live simpler lives.
Mhm.
So they had to go through that. But yeah, that
How
would
would
be an
holographic
issue for
make
us.
Nike Air Mags? Bam.
Yeah.
A stack of $1 million in
Mhm.
hundreds. Bam.
Yeah. And then your neighbor did it.
17 dream girls on a yacht. Bam.
Yeah.
No,
And then-
AI robot wife
Now,
from Pornhub.
UFO.
and
Bam.
then everybody else did it, and then it became not valuable because you could get it anytime you want. So now it's no fun
Right.
anymore. But I will say this though, AI robot wives.
They're already here.
That's gonna be
Oh
no.
my.
It's not that
I already had to remove it
This
from my
is
card.
too
I'm like,
much.
I can't do it.
It's-
Oh my
Just-
God. And
It's
so
not
how
that,
much
it's
is a
already-
robotic wife? This is bananas.
They're like 20 grand.
Oh my
I
God.
literally looked it up.
This is
Yeah,
this
but
is
think about
just
it
like-
though. Remember the day when online dating was considered like you were considered a loser if you were doing online dating? Now
Yes.
For the
Oh,
Now-
that's all
now
that
it's
people
the
do.
way
People
to
don't
do it.
talk anymore.
that's the same
They
thing
don't
with
talk
online
anymore.
with robots. It's
Dude.
gonna be okay
Dude.
at one point to date
Dude,
robots.
especially
It's
this new
gonna be really
generation,
weird.
They don't talk, dude. Nobody talks, bro. Like,
time for a downpour.
hey, salute.
To the robots
Cheers.
taking
Oh.
over.
Yeah, why not?
To them figuring out
To
how
nail
to
polish.
deal with money before we all lose our jobs.
Guys, to nail polish.
Yeah,
cheers.
To this terrible shot.
Is that what it is? Nail polish?
That's literally what it takes.
Well, you get half thunder for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I think I need some Gatorade before I'm already getting a hangover from that.
Yeah, that was terrible. Anyway,
Is it the brand that's terrible?
dude. Oh yeah, it's probably just a brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we had better vodka, it'd be better. Yeah, we can't.
We're going with the cheap stuff today.
Yeah, we went with the cheap stuff today. We're in a rush, but next time we will have the exquisite vodka
We did the
with
conspiracy
angel
bourbon
goddess tears from the Himalayas, and
made by AI wives.
made by AI wives,
There you go.
angel AI tears.
But no, like back to the conspiracy.
Dude.
The AI is taking over. I hope Elon and all these guys figure out what they're going to do about money, because they've already taken so many jobs. They're going to take every job within the next 50
Yeah,
years.
they did say drones by 20.
Yeah, drones will be doing deliveries. They already have
year.
fully automated restaurants. They have them doing
they're-
farming.
yeah.
fully automated McDonald's already.
Right, that one.
Yeah, they have a one fully automated
Yeah.
McDonald's from robots only, and they're making everything.
So it's like,
So I don't know how they're doing the cleaning, but
That's what somebody else said. Who's going in and cleaning that
who's
stuff?
cleaning that or
they can
rotating
clean
the
too.
food?
I mean, you just
Yeah.
throw it
The
in the
ro-
bin and they'll
dude.
clean everything.
Yeah, they perfected that with the Roomba.
That's
Mhm.
bananas. I don't know. I mean, pretty soon, yeah. What's going to be in another 25 years? You know, or 26?
It's gonna be like iRobot.
That's why
that movie is still relevant today. I Robot with Will Smith. You guys saw that movie, right?
Oh yeah,
that movie is still relevant.
They could do a social credit score thing like China's doing. That's what I think.
That would be scary if that happened.
What do you mean, social credit score?
They do the whole social credit thing. Like, it's like a credit score, except for your citizenship and value as a person gives you a credit score, and then you get monetary income based on that, and it determines what you can buy and sell. It's a terrible system, but they're going to have to think of something close to that if everyone loses their jobs.
Yeah. Well, the problem is it'll have to be worldwide. Can't just be U.S.
Well, that's why we have the New World Order, right?
This is scary, guys.
That's what the United Nations is. It's a New World Order beta. That's basically the.
Okay, so is New World Order a bad thing? Yes or no?
I think it is. Yes.
Why?
Because they want total control over everything, and basically whatever they say goes.
Okay.
Who's they, John?
They are the Bilderberg Group, Chris.
Who are these people, John?
An elite group of 100.
The elites. Who's the elites, John?
Oh, just look at the heads of all the top companies: the Koch brothers, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation,
the Bilderbergs.
The Bilderbergs are up there. Yeah, the 120
Bilderbergs.
top billionaires, trillionaires in the world. They
Wow.
control everything.
We're just trillionaires.
Oh, back to the Bohemian Grove thing.
Oh, Bohemian Grove.
They worship a giant stone owl up in Northern California.
Yep.
There's videos of it. It's true. It's real. They've mentioned it on the news. Bilderberg Group,
rich people.
All elite,
Elites.
mainly male.
Mainly males. They do like a seance type of vibe out there. I think they have some fires out there, but I know they do like
a mock ritual. They say it's a mock ritual.
Yeah. Do they burn the owl or they don't burn the owl? They sacrifice an animal.
Human effigy to the owl, the god Molech. It's a giant owl god. It's a huge stone owl.
Okay.
Right.
All these guys, they worship the owl. You can see the owl. I mean, Drake, the ovo. That's the owl.
Yeah.
That's the
yep.
Even what's coming up next Sunday, Chris, with the big party?
Yeah.
The Super Bowl? Guess what it really is? The superb owl.
Oh.
Even the ball is shaped like an egg. You kick a field goal and the field goal's right here. This is the field goal. Right
He's hilarious.
The halftime Super Bowl show.
Yeah.
Usually the most satanic thing you'll see all year, Beyonce dancing with the flames and the
this year's Usher
stuff.
So
this year's Usher.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see.
Rihanna
There'll
did
be
pretty
flames
cool last
and
time.
sacrifices and the mock ritual.
I thought that 2 years ago was off the chain when Eminem, Dre, Kendrick, Mary J. Blige.
That was pretty cool.
That was major. Dre, Snoop. That was huge. Like that. Everybody. I remember working that Super Bowl, and inside the restaurant, everybody was like stopped.
Oh yeah,
like we didn't even deliver any food. We're just like, oh my god, like looking at the screen, like that was.
When I saw 50 Cent trying to do a
he was upside
reverse
down.
crunch, I was like, dude, he did it, bro.
He did. He was just like the music video. Yeah,
that was awesome.
I mean? That was a good.
Wait, who was last year then?
Rihanna.
Oh yeah.
Rihanna was pregnant.
Yeah.
It was kind of sloppy, but it was good. It was good. I mean, she was good.
I mean, Jay-Z, all of them, Beyonce.
Jay-Z, yeah.
The
Weeknd did.
You can see it all.
Allegedly, let's just say allegedly.
They are all.
Now, what about
in the
Lil Nas
occult,
X new video? What do you guys think about Lil Nas X new video? He's getting a lot of shit for that.
I haven't seen.
Did you hear
Lil
about that?
Nas
The
X
J
is
Christ. It
total
was like
Satanist.
second. Yeah, it was the second number.
I mean,
second
the guy was
trending
making
in
love
the world.
to Satan in one of his videos.
Yeah,
Pole dancing
Yeah,
naked.
but you know what though? Madonna used to do this shit.
Yeah,
like
she
a
is
long
too.
Time ago,
They all do it. That's how you get into this industry. Actually, Nocturnal was supposed to come here tonight. Tell us some industry secrets, but he wasn't able to. I don't know what happened. He stopped texting me, but
maybe they hit him up on the way.
I mean, you never know, bro.
Maybe they told him not to come on the podcast, John. It was them. They said, "Hey, don't go to the."
I don't know, bro.
Maybe it was. It was
what if
this
maybe they interrupted the phone call, John.
What if this recording mysteriously disappears from my hard drive?
Yeah, you never know. This could.
Then we'll have to re-record it because
it'll be.
We paid good money.
For the Mandela effect. It'll be a Mandela effect.
Oh, well, that's different.
Did it happen?
Mandela effect is different.
Okay.
And I think Mandela effect has more to do with the theory that there are two very closely aligned parallel universes, and somehow people sort of sift between them. And the universe is so alike that there are only a few different things that I feel like.
And the waves kind of interact and think.
Well, in certain things, there are little things that happen.
crazy.
Like people say, oh, Mandela died in jail. Oh, no, Mandela got released and became on to become president of the country. So, which was it?
Well, what about the Shazam? What about the Shazam?
Yeah.
Shazam.
Oh.
Or Kazam.
Oh, I saw that.
Shazam movie. Or Kazam? Are they both
Shazam,
movies? Or are they
Shazam with Sinbad was a real movie. I saw it as a kid. It had Jonathan Taylor Thomas in it. At the end, freaking Sinbad became his dad because he wished for it. I'm sorry. I saw that movie like 100 times as a kid.
This is so confusing.
And then Kazam was with Shaq. That came out later. I also saw that.
Right.
I literally had.
So what's the theory that the movie never happened?
Well, they're saying there was a Kazam.
I think it's this conspiracy where the government tries to take things away and destroy all the evidence and see if it would matter, if people would argue about it or not. And that's what it really is.
And the Queen song too. What about the Queen song?
Oh yeah, at the end it says, "And we are the champions of the world," but it doesn't say of the world anymore.
Yeah, they cut that off. They're trying to like.
It doesn't say.
I heard he only said that in the live recording, that not on the actual album. That's what
I've heard it on the radio though.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I just all this is bananas. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
What about Pikachu? Pikachu and Pokemon had the black tail and black stripes. I remember that because I used to draw them in class when I was in middle school. He doesn't have any black on him at all.
Oh, it's all yellow.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense.
I used to draw it. I remember drawing the black tail.
Okay, this is so weird. What's going on?
Pikachu with the black tail. I don't care what anybody says. I drew it. I probably have the picture somewhere.
Well, whatever Mandela effect, don't mess up with Back to the Future or any of those godly.
We got to look at this.
There he is.
Well, there it is.
There it is. That's what I drew. He had a black tail.
It's just over time. Maybe the old school version had the black tail. And
no, they said that they never did.
Or maybe it's just like Wolverine. He changes over time, and it's just the older version, I guess.
No way. No way.
What are they trying to do? What are they doing this for? Why are they trying to mess with us?
They want to see how easy it's. I think it's little tests to see if the fluoride in the water is working or not.
The fluoride.
All right.
Let's see if the chemtrails are.
Let me ask you this, because this is sort of a discussion I have with a lot of people who claim that there are things going on in the government's controlling certain things.
Right.
Have you ever seen any kind of human infrastructure that did not involve a hierarchy? Every human structure in history has had someone at the top, people making, decisions, people implementing those decisions at different levels.
Yes, and always at first it's a great thing, but then it gets corrupted.
It gets corrupted, correct. So it doesn't necessarily mean the government is bad. It means that there are players within the government.
Yeah, but right now,
so this is what gets me too. Everybody, and that's another thing too, where it's like, okay, if our government is so bad and so corrupt, why don't we just all move somewhere else?
Because their governments are even worse. Like they're even poorer countries. Because our government has already
was off the chain. When I went to Chile, shout Chile, they got a fire. Shout out all my primos, primas, tios, tias, all my family out there. But Chile was off the chain. I went there for almost 2 weeks, 11 days. That was off the chain. I love the vibe out in Chile.
Like, but you don't have to live there as a citizen and pay taxes and have a job.
Yeah,
you got to think about what is the governmental structure like.
Like I'm sure there's great places in all of these places.
Yeah, no, that's true. Very true.
Our government, what our government has done to like Mexico with the Fast and the Furious and arming all the cartels and helping all these things and stopping the farming because of the pandemic in all these countries. Now there's mass starvation across a lot of countries. They're implementing the whole, carbon tax in all the different countries, and now they're doing it here. It's all these other countries were beta tests for what they're doing here now. Literally.
Yeah.
All right. So if you were in charge, what would you do first?
What would I do first?
Yeah.
I would end the Federal Reserve because it's the biggest fraud in human history. It started in 1913. The Federal Reserve is basically bankrupting the entire country by taking our gold standard away and printing Federal Reserve notes rather than actual money that's backed by a currency. That's why we're so in debt to China, because
We
all
keep
of
devaluing our dollar by just printing
our
more money.
dollar is just becoming more and more worthless. Did you know since 2020, in the last 4 years, we've printed about 4 times as much money that has been in circulation the entire time the U.S. has been a country?
That's insane. That's
I mean, our money is
this is
beyond worthless, yet we're going to war with all these countries trying to buy their oil, and they don't want to sell it to us because the dollar is useless to all these other countries. They don't even want the dollar anymore. But yet they're trying to push this on Putin. That's why Putin doesn't want the Federal Reserve there. He doesn't want to switch his money. He wants to have a real currency backed by gold.
So you're saying our currency isn't backed by gold?
No.
You're saying we have way less gold than money that's out there?
We basically have no gold. Like China has all of our gold now. If you look at what they've done with the Federal Reserve, China basically owns everything. I mean, we're fighting China over tantalum and iridium ore in other countries with little proxies that people don't even hear about. Haiti, look at how bad Haiti is. They have one of the last iridium mines that there is in the world. I've had Homeland Security delete files off my computer because I'm trying to tell people
They're
about
trying to censor him.
Different,
They're trying to censor him low key.
Different minerals that people don't even. Have you ever heard of tantalum?
I have.
I don't know.
That's a no.
I don't know.
Tantalum is what's in your cell phone that causes the the wireless signal. That's why they do the trade-in for cell phones.
Right.
They do the trade-in so they can take the tantalum out of your phone and recycle it. That's how rare it is.
Okay.
But the last mine right now is in the Congo, and they're literally fighting China for it in the Congo right now.
So it's a secret little war.
Oh, it's totally secret. Nobody. Breaking news, guys. Tantalum mines and war in the Congo. I mean,
what's going on? I've never heard any of this stuff, John.
But it is all true. They're fighting over the little stuff because sometimes the little stuff is what really matters.
Can't we all just get along?
So let me ask one question. So do you think if you ran the government, do you think that there should be things that are going on that you're a part of that the public should not know?
No. I think transparency, because the people are, the power is in the people. So I think the government works for us. We should have total transparency on, Area 51 and all this stuff.
Yeah, we should know what's going on in Area 51. Like we should have regular tours in there. Why can't we just go in there? Like every time you go, dude, there's been some crazy times where people are just trying to sneak in there or whatever. But yeah, what is really in there? Those Hangar 13 or whatever, that UFO.
That's the problem with this country. That's why it's been 70 years since we've invented the jet engine, and we've never come out with anything else because they want us stuck on oil. They want us stuck on all this old technology.
Now, why can't we just have a car that runs on water?
I mean, dude, the guy, the Buffalo shooting?
Yeah. Didn't he die?
Buffalo shooting?
The guy died.
The guy who he was literally showed on YouTube, he invented a water-powered truck. I forgot what his name was, but the Buffalo shooting, they went into that store and killed the guy. That was the Buffalo shooting, but they didn't mention that at all in the article. What kind of shit is it was just a crazed guy who went in this place. But one of the guys they killed was the guy who invented a water-powered truck. Of course. Most of these mass shootings are usually they're taking somebody out who invented one of these things that they don't want to escape.
And so they're hiding it by shooting up a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yep.
I mean, you could look it up. I forgot what his name was. He was a cop. His name was Bill something. It was a black guy. I watched his video a couple months before he died. And then I looked it up. Who got shot in the Buffalo? Oh, my God. It's that cop. It was that cop. They got shot.
Speaking of shootings, too, real quick, the school shootings and all that crazy shit. So, and it's all led up to, and then they always have like, oh, well, we knew about it, or we knew about this, and he had like red flags. So why don't they stop that ahead of time? Why don't they stop? It was
They always know the red flags because it's usually their patsy
now
that they're sending in.
They have security, and it's always something. Always something.
It is.
I don't get it, man.
It's just like
we need a vacation.
We're stuck in these old technologies because anything that comes out that's new, any free energy device, any free, but yet they attack.
So what does the government have that we don't know about?
But yet they attack the carbon. They keep us on the carbon and then attack us for using it. It's like we could have been off of the gas and the oil.
So you agree that we should no longer be drilling for oil?
if they would allow us to keep the technologies we've discovered, yeah, oil's terrible.
Okay, so the fact that now there are more electric cars than ever, is that a good thing?
No, because
Yes.
no, it's not. Because
Why?
it still runs off of the electricity that's coming from the power plants. And also it takes a lot more of the iridium that I was talking about and cobalt, which is mined in
Oh, my
Africa
gosh.
with
But all
child
that
slaves.
smog, the smog, and it's clearer. It'd be better. But then
Okay, do
electricity
you
would be
think
bad
do you
because-
think we should have nuclear power?
No, nuclear is one of the worst
Why?
because all of 95% of the plants in the US already have so much damage, they're probably going to end up melting down within the next 50 years.
Bruh.
So like,
So then,
Dude,
but
just
they,
like
they
Fukushima.
produce.
This
Do
is-
they produce clean power?
it's not clean.
Not clean.
No, most of them are leaking. And
Okay,
also
so-
the half-life of the nuclear energy, once there's a meltdown, it pollutes so much of the earth that it's totally not worth it.
Okay, so then is it a maintenance issue then?
No, it's unsustainable because the radiation is so bad, it actually wears down the plant.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't, once you start the reaction, the fusion reaction within a nuclear power plant, you can't stop it. It's going to keep burning for about 10,000 years. So once the rods are done, once the rods are spent, they take these spent fuel rods that can no longer produce energy, but they're still radioactive,
Right.
and they bury them underground. So what they were doing since about the 1980s, they were just putting them in barrels and throwing them in the Pacific.
Right.
So that's been about what?
So should we shoot them in space? Shoot them toward the sun?
I wouldn't do that. They do need to stop nuclear. It's very bad for the earth.
Hmm.
But I wish they would just allow these water-based technologies. They have hydrogen engines that are totally clean burning that these people have invented that they just won't let it come out. I mean, even I've invented a wave power generator that works off of the rising and lowering of the sea tides. It
That's
turns
right. I remember.
it turns a piston, you know?
Mm.
It's totally clean. The power of the waves coming in and pushing, the pressure of that, pushing through a turbine and spinning
Right.
a wind turbine
Right.
inside of a
$1
tube.
million idea
It's-
right there, John.
Yeah, but if I tried to pursue it and do all this stuff, I'd end up in a buffalo shooting, just like all these other guys.
But just don't go to
Jeez.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just
There you
saying,
go.
Yeah.
all this stuff is always stopped in its tracks
Yeah.
because
There's
the
so much to
bad
talk
people
about.
are in charge. They're all, I'm not saying all, there's a few good ones. Ron Paul, his son Rand Paul, Alex Jones, some of these other
Alex.
guys, Tucker
Alex.
Carlson, Joe Rogan, these kind of guys, these should be our leaders, not Biden. And
But most of
These-
those guys believe in drilling, though.
Oh,
well, I mean, we're going to have to keep drilling if they won't release the technologies until we have the technologies in our hands,
And when you say release, you mean they already have it. They just are holding on to it.
they'll kill anybody who invented it and take it away. Just like Tesla. I mean, Nikola Tesla invented these things that
Wireless
wireless energy
electricity.
that just transmits like your Wi-Fi.
wow.
But they took it away. The government came in, took
Why
all
do
his
they
patents,
take everything
took
good away,
He
man?
died
They took
broke.
away Michael Jackson.
He died broke.
And
While
all
They took
Edison-
away Elvis
The
Presley.
evil Edison got to run his
Kurt
landlines where they
Cobain.
can monitor it and charge you the most when it should just
Man.
be free. It's
They
just
took away everybody.
it's all greed, man. Just like
Greed,
NASA.
man. Stop
NASA,
being greedy.
A totally greedy company that isn't sending us to
NASA,
space.
damn.
They're
man.
not doing anything that's helping us. and
So
they're
did we go to
taking
did we go to
trillions of
space?
dollars a year.
Did we go to the moon?
This will be our
First
last
time?
topic. Did we?
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
the-
Last topic. We got 2 minutes. We got a minute and a half. So did they go to the moon?
If they
In
did,
19
it wasn't
what was
by
that?
conventional rockets. That's for sure.
Because that looked pretty fake to me.
Equal and opposing
Now,
forces
yes.
are needed for space flight.
What?
There's no opposing force in space.
And then the flag was like.
I mean,
kinda
take
waving,
this. If you take a bird,
Yeah.
it flaps its wings. It's grabbing onto the atmosphere. Correct.
Yeah.
So if you take that same bird, put it in space, it could flap at the speed of light. There's nothing to grab onto, right? There's no
Yeah.
opposing force for it to grab
Well, yes, there. Okay, so let me ask you this then.
in space.
You know there's satellites in space.
They're in orbit. They're not in
Okay, so
space.
that's space. But
It's
let me ask you.
yeah.
Let me ask you though. So then, if that's the case, how do they maneuver? They have maneuvering jets to keep them at a certain
Do they
level.
have you seen them?
And on satellites?
Well, if they are, they're maneuvering within our atmosphere.
Okay, so what are they pushing against?
It would have to be the air.
The gravity, right? They're pushing against gravity?
No, you can't push against gravity. Gravity is an unknown force that science.
What do you mean? When you jump, you're pushing against gravity.
Well, you're pushing against the earth that's under your feet, not gravity itself.
Okay, so gravity is what keeps you on the earth.
Yes.
So if you jump up in the air, you're creating force against gravity.
Yeah.
By pushing off of the ground.
Right. So if
there's still a medium you're pushing off of.
Right. So if there's a rocket ship, right, and let's say that rocket ship goes into the air and has enough thrust to push against the Earth's atmosphere or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it keeps going, because one of the other things in space is, if it's going that direction, there's no gravity. There's technically nothing to stop it either, right?
Right.
So theoretically, you could just keep traveling.
If it did, it would just keep going that direction. But I mean, they show like the ISS deep in far space between Earth and the Moon, maneuvering and all this. That's literally impossible based on their current understanding of physics, because the Newton's third law. The law of motion, third law of motion, equal and opposing forces are needed for any motion. There's no opposing force in space. There was actually a video where they used a vacuum. Mm-hmm. They took a box about the size of this table, and they put a tiny little rocket in the center of it, and they hung it on a string. No air, nothing. It's total vacuum. And they shot the rocket, and it stayed still because there's nothing for it to push off of. It wasn't until the rocket blast went all the way to the edge and hit that edge panel that the rocket finally moved. There's no opposing force in space. There's no air. There's no nothing. So a rocket, there's actually a vacuum in space. It's actually sucking harder.
So how do they get back onto Earth when
they never did? That's why there's no McDonald's sign on the moon right now. That's why there's no Walmart on the moon right now.
We are definitely gonna do a part 2 of this, because there's a lot to talk about.
There's so much to talk about
yet. It's 42 minutes. We haven't even began yet. Like, I'm not even like we're we have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Next time we'll bring some receipts.
Definitely we got some receipts for that as well. But it's your boy Capiche, Downpour Podcast. Let us know in the comments, like, what you guys want to talk about. What conspiracies, like, you want to. I know when you see in this video, you're like, ooh, I want to chime in and ooh, I want to talk about that.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. Chemtrails, Bohemian Grove.
I'll educate the world.
NASA real. Did we go to the moon or not? Like, there's a lot of.
If we did,
there's a lot of
it
debate
wasn't
here.
by conventional means.
Dude,
I'm sticking to
AI,
my guns. I've studied this stuff my whole life.
Thoughts on AI?
Anybody. I was always sent back to the principal's office debating my freaking science teacher about what the speed of light was.
He was a rebel, guys.
I mean, the speed of light measures the distance a light can travel, a light year. This is what we argued about. What is a light year?
The distance.
He said that it was the time a light takes to travel a certain distance. I said, no, that's not what it is. It has nothing to do with time. It has to do with how far the distance a light travels within 1 year.
Right.
And we were just debating, and he ended up sending me to the principal's office.
Man,
I've stumped college professors with the third law thing. Yeah. So college professors agree with me.
What's that? The third law of robotics?
The third law
One last
of
shot
motion.
before we go. We got it on our. All right, here we go. In closing.
Well, we're already at the 15-minute mark.
No. We're leaving now.
You got to leave.
Now.
You got to go back to work?
We don't got to leave. No, I don't have to leave. We're already past our time. So.
Well, I can pay more money.
No. He's got to go.
You got to go.
Yeah, sorry. If this is still in the mix or in the cut, we got to go, y'all.
Chris and Solomon are tapping out
over here. We can't even finish the episode. No, I was kidding.
Follow NGO News.
No, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We haven't even got started yet. So if you made it this far,
one more shout out. We got to. If you're a celebrity, want to be on our podcast, let us know.
Yeah,
celebrity, rapper, movie, producer, anything.
Producers, writers, actors, whatever, man. We got you. Models.
Come talk about crazy conspiracies with us.
rich motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Like anybody. We're gonna interview a bunch of people. You know, we got a lot of dope shows in the works. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for that.
We'll talk again and sound crazy again with you.
Yeah. So we have another conspiracy video coming out. Part 2 coming soon. Salute, guys. Downpour Podcast.
All right. Thank you, guys.